Fine, we are doing Perek Zayin. This is the last year until for the next 4 weeks. Okay, we're taking a break till after Pesach, basically. We'll do the first paragraph more or less. The first couple paragraphs in the thing. The books are on the back. That's true. That's all right. You want to bring it? What? All right. Basically, we're doing the din of Zrizus, and over here we're starting to explain the Bir Chelke Zrizus. The Chalakim of Zrizus, the parts of Zrizus, how a person does it. And over here he breaks up into 2 parts. We are going to do today the first part. After Pesach we will continue with the first part, the second part. The first part is before the mitzvah. Before a person does a mitzvah, the importance that when the time comes he has to hurry up, quicken himself, and go ahead and do the mitzvah as quick as possible. Okay? That's what the Mesillas Yesharim says, that a person has to speed up his pace and make sure he's able to do the mitzvah as soon as possible. And he says, why? Ki ein sakana ki sakanato. There's no bigger danger than to delay a mitzvah. So bad, it's such a serious thing to be able to miss a mitzvah. Kol rega, every rega that you put into it, every minute, it becomes more of a physical entity and becomes more slow. Because that's what the Yetzer Hara is. Sa'or shebe'isa, right? The leaven in the dough, it's what makes things slow. Everything that gets slower up, okay? And he says it's incredible sakana. It's interesting, when he spoke about doing something wrong, he didn't say the word it's a sakana, it's a danger. He didn't speak about the fact how dangerous it is, etc. Only here, he brings up the fact that it's such a dangerous phenomenon. It's a good question. Haloi davarhu. It's a strange thing. So I one time saw a piece, an interesting piece, that we see that Rishayim, as we all know, Rishayim get 12 months in Gehenna. 12 bitter months in Gehenna for their sins in order to purify them. That's how bad it is, right? As opposed to, for every mitzvah that you do, you get netzach netzachim, infinity. Lasts forever, there's no limit to the amount of schar you get. It's a tremendous amount of, for every little mitzvah that you do, the amount of reward you get, the amount of schar you get, right? We know that difference. What's the difference? Why, when it comes to good, when it comes to doing something positive, what we're speaking about over here, the action going positively and doing something, we find, I would say not actually, unless a gemach. Is it gemach? Yeah. Unless, here I have that. Here, I'll give it. As long as you see that it's a positive action that you're going and positively doing, then it's okay. Then that's something big. As opposed to refraining from something, not doing something that's on a lower of importance. So I saw a mashal once from Rabbi Miller. It's an interesting yesod in one place. When a person drives somewhere and he's meant to go to a specific yad, a specific place that he's trying to get to, when he gets to the place he's coming to get to, he's going to be happy that he's finally in the place he's there. Correct? That's what I wanted to do. So he's happy when he's there. But he won't necessarily celebrate the fact that he didn't get in any accidents in the way. Right? Just the fact that he didn't get in some major car accident or his car didn't turn over, right? He didn't get into some swerving scenario. He doesn't start celebrating the fact that he made it. The Loita says the things that you shouldn't be doing is not necessarily the ikar of the avodah. It's not the main thing. The main thing is the place you want to get to. It's going and doing something. The mitzvah taseh to a certain extent. Okay, the positive commandment, the going and doing of something, that is the real ikar of what we're here for. Coming to do this, to put on tefillin, to keep the mitzvah, to do what's necessary to be done. That's the main thing. Just make sure you don't get in any trouble on the way. You know, keeping Shabbat, being Mekadesh the Shabbat, and just make sure you keep it at the same time, not to do something negative on the way. At the same time, and that's what he says over here. It's ein sakana k'samanato. Okay, a mitzvah to say you get a tremendous amount more schar. Netzach mitzvah. Every mitzvah you do, you get a tremendous amount of schar compared to what you are doing wrong. Okay, not that you're allowed to do something wrong or negative, but that at least is a side thing to make sure it doesn't get you out of the way. It doesn't knock you off the path. Okay, you can never replenish a mitzvah which you miss. So many people push it off. Not today. I'll do it later. This and that, especially when it comes to learning, etc. You don't realize that today is not yesterday and yesterday is not tomorrow. You're not going to be able to get it. If you miss it now, you're going to miss it forever. It will never be able to get it back. You will never be able to get it back. Okay, and that's something that a person has to pay